Everything starts with the script. From the outset, one of my key goals was to maintain the primary story elements and themes of Stevenson's original novella, while still being able to make an entertaining and educational movie. I wanted to shoot with education in mind, but theatrical sensibilities on the screen. After months of planning and preparation, location scouting, and casting, we were ready to shoot. The first day of shooting was with Hollywood icons Margaret O'Brien and Mickey Rooney. Actors Zan Alda and David Beatty were thrown into the fire, acting alongside two Oscar winners.
Day one, you excited?
I am. It's a lot of people in a small room.
Ready to shoot?
I am ready to shoot. I'm ready to get going.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Got our famous makeup artist here, who actually has the sideburns to be in the movie. He might get recruited.
I'm extremely excited. It's going to be a fantastic day.
This is day one.
By the way, it's also my birthday, which makes it all the more
Whoa,
exciting.
happy
Yes,
birthday.
thank you.
Sweet.
No place I'd rather be. I'm excited to be here today. Thank you for having me.
Margaret arrived, off book and ready to go. We were able to quickly block and rehearse our scenes and start shooting. Now we were waiting for Mickey. He was coming a little later toward the afternoon, so we decided to shoot with a body double and a stand-in. Initially, we shot all of Margaret's scenes with a stand-in portraying Mickey's character. We were able to do all of her single shots and capture all the necessary footage before Mickey arrived for their two shots and his single shots. We also shot quite a bit with Zan and David beforehand as well. We wanted to be fast and efficient and quick as possible with Mickey.
One more time, Rooney, and I'll...
Then he walked away calmly, as if nothing had happened. I don't say anything there.
Yep. Is that right? Is that my line? Why exactly has he come to this house?
Yes.
I think that was your line. Why does he come to this house?
Yeah,
he sometimes comes on business.
Yeah, let's back up. Let's back up. So yeah,
Let's go back.
because I think I might have missed this up here too. So
No, you did this one,
please,
and then we
let's go
skipped.
from. Please tell us what you know. Everything.
And he was smiling. Then he turned his head, looked at me, and he was still smiling. Oh, I get the willies every time I think about it. I've even seen him in this very house. I know his name, I do.
You're the inspector.
And finally came one of the highlights of the production, shooting with both Margaret O'Brien and Mickey Rooney. Mickey was kind, gracious, and easy to work with. It was a thrill to have the opportunity to direct him, and probably even more exciting for the other actors to act alongside both he and Margaret. He was a lot of fun on the set. He told a lot of stories, and he really got into his character and definitely made it his own. We had shot the scene the way it was written before Mickey arrived when we were doing the shots of Margaret, Zan, and David, but once Mickey arrived and decided to make the character his own, the scene took a different direction. It was a little more fun, a little lighter than originally written. It was supposed to be kind of a darker, contentious scene, and instead took on a somewhat lighter undertone with Mickey there. Our first day of production was March 8th, 2014, and none of us had any idea the role this day would have in film history, and that it would be Mickey Rooney's final role.
One way or another, nothing vital wrong, just the girls drinking, saying weird things. Everybody likes to be turned in one direction or another. So I just turn them for a price. Hyde. Edward Hyde.
Good. And then when you're talking about debauchery, could I have you just say, girls, gambling, opium?
Girls gambling what?
Opium?
Opium?
Drugs?
Oh. Girls. Oh, nothing. It's just girls gambling. A little opium. And what have you.
Good. Let's get that one more time.
Girls gambling. That's all. A little opium.
Can you be more specific?
Everybody likes to be turned in one direction or another. So I just turn them for a price.
What type of debauchery was this villain looking for?
Girls gambling, that's all, and a little opium.
What name did he give?
It was Hyde. Mr. Hyde. I'm certain of it.
What say you, Mr. Lewis?
Hyde. Edward Hyde. Mr. Stevenson, you're all doing great.
Thank you. So are
It
you.
should be just a conversation that everybody is interested in.
Exactly.
You're so natural. He said that line earlier about you being confused, and I was like, okay, guys. You said it so naturally that I thought you were talking through, that you were doing it in character.
I thought he was
Right, but you see, and then we should do a take where you listen to me and then listen to her and just keep the camera rolling. And those times, sometimes you get some genius.
Yeah.
Innuendos, you know. They're looking for something and I turn them one way or another.
Yeah, let's go back to that. I'm sure she hasn't. So go ahead and do your line. And
I'll cue you with it.
Whatever.
I'm sure. Have you ever seen it?
I'm sure she has.
Exactly. Here we
Go
go.
ahead.
Well,
Here we go. Ready?
where are we starting from now?
I'll cue you. I'll cue Mickey to say that line
Okay.
one more time. Had you ever seen him before?
Oh, well,
Whatever.
then you interrupt her.
I just go, well, I don't
wait a
really say a
minute.
lot. Well, I,
Just tell them what you saw, this little monster.
Guys, tell the worst part. Wait till you hear this. Tell the worst part. Wait till you hear this.
I didn't think anything like this could happen.
All right, settle down. Everybody quiet. Tell them, dear, just what you saw.
One more.
Now, everybody settle down. Now, dear, take your time and tell everybody just what you saw. Now, everybody settle down. Now, dear, take your time and tell everybody just what you saw.
It was awful, Mr. Lewis. Horrible. Oh, how many times do I have to live through this?
Ma'am, please, for me, help us catch this fiend.
Now, Miss Stevenson, tell everybody about that little monster. Well,
And,
it sounds like you've done it.
Yeah, it sounds like you've done it.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good, sir.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
The first round of photography was done at Randal Malone's Van Nuys home. His house is very much decorated in the vein of Victorian England. We were able to utilize his house for a number of different scenes throughout the movie.
She doesn't really, I mean, she has absolutely no vanity to be, you know, a legend. She loves the work, and she will come out of her retirement. It's a project that she likes.
All right. Now we are ready. I'm looking better.
Yeah, of course.
All cords and things out of the way now. David's in focus. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
We are rolling and action.
I don't know when he'll return.
But I just saw Hyde go into the back door, into the laboratory.
Yes, Mr. Hyde, he comes and goes as he pleases.
Although a drama, it was an intimate shoot, and cast and crew did get to know each other pretty well. Needless to say, we did have some fun.
I'm just got the letter. Sorry.
Oh, that's the letter.
Yeah, this is,
Recognize it?
you're friends. You guys don't need to shake hands necessarily.
No,
Yeah.
I know. That was just a joke. It was good. Yeah. Yes.
Lanyon.
Lanyon. Jeez, I'm all.
He never gets my name right. He never does. He doesn't even know his own name. This is so disappointing. What kind of friendship is this? It's all one-sided. It's all about yourself.
Thinking
isn't it?
me.
You love yourself so much you have to make two of you. Oh, and there's a close-up of it. We've got leather straps around our
That's what
arms.
we decided to do. We're gonna do the Viking.
Valhalla. We'll just say something about Valhalla. I'll see you in Valhalla.
Odin.
Let my brother go to Valhalla his own way.
And action.
Do you like movies about gladiators?
Scott, yes. Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
Oh, God, I picked a bad day to stop sniffing glue. It looks like a giant Tylenol.
Don't call me Shirley.
Excuse me, stewardess, I speak jive.
Shit.
Rackham, sackum, yackum, jackum.
Even with as much fun as we had, when it came to shooting, everybody was professional, prepared, and ready to go.
Carew is my client, and so are you. I want to know what I'm doing here. I want to know what you're doing. You're not mad enough to hide this fellow.
Utterson, I swear to God, I will never lay eyes on him again. I am done with him. Hyde will never be heard from again.
I want to know what I'm doing here. I want to know what you're doing. You're not mad enough to hide this fellow, are you?
Utterson, I swear to God, I will never lay eyes on him again.
Who sent this?
It came by messenger.
Yes. What did he look like?
I didn't answer the bell. What does this matter? Hyde would not have delivered this himself.
No messenger, I mean. No one has been here.
Is there anybody else in the house?
Well, other than myself and you and...
As a period piece, an immense amount of work went into not just the sets, but to the costuming as well. I was collecting costumes for months and months prior to shooting to get stuff that looked as close to the period as possible. Additionally, a lot of the actors supplied their own costumes, and some even made them from scratch.
Somewhere in here I have a brand new set of ties.
Still button up. Even though it's so large, it buttons up.
Let's see. Let me see what the bag might be in my car. Or if we want to give you a little more color. That one would work.
So you had that just lying around?
Actually, the only thing that's period about this is the jacket. So, yes, I did have the jacket lying around.
Hello. Hey.
Hello.
So, who are you playing today?
Maude.
Maude?
Tucker.
Dr. Jekyll?
Yeah.
I am Jekyll, but I'm exploring my Hyde side today.
All right. You gotta kick some ass.
I think it's the other way around.
One of our primary sets for location shooting was Old World Huntington Beach, an iconic German community that has European structures and stone walkways.
Are you needing back a little? That's fine. And action.
Get out of my way, little man.
I meant no offense.
That's right. You looking for trouble?
No, sir.
I ain't no sir, mister. But if you're looking for pleasure, you can go and see Maude over there.
Harry, you're back.
Yeah, yes.
I ain't no sir, mister. But if you're looking for pleasure, you can go and see Maude over there.
Harry, you're back.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
As a period piece, I made the decision to keep this movie very dark and use a sepia tone to kind of give it an aged feel and also hide some of the nuances that might actually take us out of the era.
Fair enough. You was thinking it was my turn. That was easy. You got me. Come on, Maude. Go ahead. Sit.
The stone walkways and walls and the European architecture made for a fantastic shooting location. We shot many of our exteriors here at Old World Huntington Beach. We also shot a couple of the most difficult scenes in the movie. The first being the scene where Sir Danvers is assaulted by Mr. Hyde. We used a combination of real wood canes along with reproduction foam canes for the beating.
You fool! That's an important document!
Cut. Action. Into the shape of his back. Okay.
Damn you fool! That's an important document!
Another challenging scene to shoot took place at the same location. It's the scene where Hyde has to push a girl to the ground and basically trample over her. There were 6 actors in this scene, including Margaret O'Brien, Vernon Wells, Gianni Capaldi, Nick McCallum, Charlene Rooney, and Sierra Barsulia. And it was a challenging scene in that we had to block the stunt and carefully plan this out with a 10-year-old child.
Wait! Stop! Oh. You wretched little man!
Okay, go back just to the collision. Sierra, stay down. Everybody rewind.
Stop! Get out of here! Oh. No, you don't, you wretched little man! Is she okay? Wait. Stop! No, you don't, you wretched little man! Is she okay?
Right about there. And Enfield, come stand on this side of the room.
Adding to the difficulty of this scene is that it is a flashback sequence that takes place at night. So we had to do day for night in post-production and tweak the scene a bit to make it look like a flashback at night.
You better hope that this little girl is okay. Wait! Stop! No, you don't, you wretched little man! Is she okay? Girl, you hurt.
It's actually my first experience seeing the green screen, and I can't wait to get a moment on it. Because it's pretty cool.
It's different, right? It feels like empty, and you have to like imagine everything around you.
Yeah, you really got to work your imagination.
Shooting on a green screen is very different and challenging for both actors and filmmakers. It's completely different than shooting on a set. It helps both the actors, the filmmaker, and the composite artist if there is something to interact with. Like in these shots, you'll see we have a lot of foreground. We have a lot of set pieces, the table, all the equipment and various things in the lab setting. We didn't have the lab itself, but we were able to construct as much of the forefront, the foreground of the lab, so Jekyll, Hyde, other characters could have items to interact with. Later on, we built the mats to produce the backgrounds for these scenes.
I need the old formula. The formula doesn't work any longer.
When we shot the green screen footage, I didn't really have the backgrounds yet. I didn't have the mats, the entire sets built or constructed, or an idea necessarily of what we were going to use. I had a few things in mind. We were thinking about building 3D sets and creating them digitally, but ultimately what I did was found locations that really suited our needs, shot the locations, and incorporated real three-dimensional spaces into the green screen, and I was able to make it work pretty successfully in most instances.
Yes, it's me. It is really. Or have I seen the devil himself hiding in one of my most beloved of friends?
One element that made our green screen work particularly difficult and challenging was the use of glass and reflective material. The more glass we had, the more material that reflected the green, or you could see through like with glass, the more difficult it was in post-production to get rid of those green reflections to really get them out of the scene and create a lifelike, a believable 3D background and develop these scenes the way they needed to be developed. Green screen work can be long and daunting and difficult in other ways too. While we may have some set pieces, some normal marks or cues may not necessarily be present. In this scene, the character's supposed to come in and out of a door and make his mark so we could later put the actual door and entrance points in. It's difficult to land in those points and know what you're supposed to be doing when those elements aren't actually there. So it presents a whole different set of challenges for actors and filmmakers.
Watch what's happening. Okay. Mr. Utterson, we're gonna get to Dr. Jekyll immediately. Why? What's happening? Hyde. Apparently so. It's Boogie!
You can say something else. You can say cool call or...
Cool call. No, I can do it. I just gotta act like a professional.
When shooting on a green screen, the greatest compliment the filmmakers can receive is people telling them that they didn't know it was green screen footage. Ultimately, about 60% of this movie ended up being green screen footage.
The greater.
Our makeup and creature effect artist was Nick Reisinger. He did makeup throughout the movie, from aging Mr. Utterson and the other characters to providing beards, mustaches, sideburns. He did all of the makeup. He also did the creature makeup for Hyde.
This is my my fake makeup one. I love this picture because people always take them and then they never realize the brush isn't even facing the right direction.
Now, before we even started shooting,
really?
Both Gianni Capaldi and Shaun Piccinino had to undergo live cast, full face casting for their makeup as Hyde. Every time Gianni underwent his transformation and had to become Hyde, it was about an hour-long process to put the partial face prosthetic on and blend it with makeup.
It's Fisher, you know, Fincher.
Taking it off may not be as easy as Gianni thought. It also took Nick to help him make it off. But in this case, on that final day of shooting, Gianni really wanted to get the prosthetic off, although he couldn't do it all himself and had to leave the last little bit for Nick to help him with.
No idea.
Oh, that was gross.
They're still there.
Still there, yeah, thank God.
I'm already getting orders in for the Shaun Piccinino sex doll.
Sex doll?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jekyll.
Oh, wait.
Don't want to do that. It's really, because it was so hot today, it was just so claustrophobic.
Wait a minute, how did you do the life cast? Because I started spinning, like freaking out.
Yeah, it's not nice.
I don't know how you did that if you're claustrophobic.
Did they close the nose up?
No.
The mouth?
No. But I was still freaking out.
Still freaking out.
It was the ears clogging and my eyes closing. I started spinning.
For the final Hyde to Jekyll change scene, Shaun also had to undergo the same makeup that Gianni did. In fact, a little more extensive because we were doing the change effects with various prosthetics that could bulge and bubble and do practical effects mixed with visual digital effects on screen.
It's been a long day and Shaun's got a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, got a headache. It's pulsing. It's really pulsing. Hurts like not so much over here or over here. It's kind of like right in this region. I think I might have got a bug bite. And seriously, you guys see anything?
I think you might have a family of black widows about to emerge.
Oh God! Oh God! I didn't put any sunscreen on. This is hindering my ability as an actor. I can't act under these conditions, Brian.
Don't blame me. I've seen him act under regular conditions. It's not much better.
Actually, this is a, what we're doing is adding talent to Shaun's face. And
Where there was no character before, there now is character.
What you do is we've hooked these tubes up into it, and when we need him to be a good actor, we just blow into these tubes, and then he comes out in the form of genius.
Charisma?
Charisma, yes. Personality.
Those are charisma tubes.
It's a long, grueling process. Shaun has been in makeup since 11 this morning. It's 10 p.m. now.
Go ahead and make faces again.
That's intense.
Yeah, so I think really once I get this edge cleaned up.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's pretty much ready to go.
What are you doing over there?
I was trying to do a panorama, but it didn't work. I was looking at the one you took, too.
Makeup on my mustache.
It looks great. The
recording this.
The thumps look great. Do we need to film this so it doesn't explode?
Oh my God, that is awesome.
Oh my God.
The humanity. You're tearing me apart.
See an underbite.
It's Brando.
It could have been somebody. I could have put a katana.
I have to deflate your
could have been
cheeks here.
somebody. Deflate my cheek.
I think we need to shoot this before we accidentally blow it up.
Okay,
I think do this.
Make me.
You do this.
Yeah, we'll do that. Let's do that. Make me an alpha camera shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Okay.
Come on now, Brian.
The script didn't take too long. The project itself took a lot longer from
how long?
From inception to completion, probably about 4 years.
Okay. And Victorian London, right here in Huntington Beach?
Here in Huntington Beach, in Van Nuys, and a little bit in England, some of the exterior shots there. But we were fortunate enough to use Randal's house for the interiors there of Dr. Jekyll and a little bit of Dr. Lanyon's. And the rest of it was green screen and some old world here in Huntington Beach. About 60% of the movie is green screen. Anything where he's sitting down reading, anything in Utterson's house is green screen. All the laboratory stuff was all green screen. Yeah, we were very fortunate. Mickey was a friend of Randal's, and Randal introduced the project to him. And Margaret was cast first, and then Mickey wanted to help out Margaret and work with her, and we went from there.
Yeah, thanks. It's true. I have Randal to thank for that as well.
But you had scenes with her.
This is true. I mean,
legendary, iconic Margaret O'Brien. Tell us about that.
Right. I was really blown away. Brian had called me. I'd been cast in the film. Brian had called and said, "It looks like we got Margaret O'Brien to be in our movie," and I immediately knew that that was going to be an exciting moment for me to be able to work with her. And then he said, we might even get Rooney as well. So if that's the case, I'm going to be performing with 2 Oscar-winning actors in one scene. And that blew me away. I mean,
so rare.
Very rare.
Yeah, absolutely. And wanted for something great like this. I'd worked with her before, but this was so, such an iconic film, and she was so good in it. So this was wonderful, Brian, to have the opportunity. And then that Mickey Rooney was in the film. Oh my gosh! Which ended up being, you know, Mickey's, really, his last performance. And they had the 2 of them, these 2 iconic, as you say, Oscar-winning legends together. And who knew it would be Mickey's last role? You know, I mean, who knew that?
Hi, Vernon.
Hi, everybody. I actually did a scene with her as well, remember? When I was beating the crap out of, yeah, she was wonderful, she really was. But she was like this tall, she scared me. Every time I went near her, I was scared I'd step on her. But she was just, and for her age, oh my God, she was going to kick the crap out of him herself. I thought she was wonderful. But the whole thing, the whole experience was just divine. And I did most of my stuff with David, and we had a really, really good time together. It was very enjoyable.
I just wanted to, before I got a chance to meet Vernon in person, he called me up out of the blue and said, so we're supposed to be working together, and I got to find out what kind of man you are. And he fired so many shots at me, trying to, well, it almost worked. I was very intimidating at first, but then he goes, all right, you're all right, you're gonna do all right, we'll be fine, all right. I approve.
I'll say I never saw Mickey Rooney or Margaret O'Brien during the whole thing, thanks.
I think he first walked into the house, I was completely in awe because I've watched his films growing up, and the first thing he said to me was, what's this picture we're shooting? And I said, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He goes, oh, okay. So, was that a good impression?
It was.
Usually it's a paycheck. However, on this one, it wasn't. This was for love. No, it intrigued me. The funny thing about this is that I've done 2 Jekyll and Hyde movies, and in both of them I played the same character, which is really weird for a start. But they were both totally different, and the reason that I wanted to do this is because it was the book. It was what the actual story was. It wasn't all the other stuff that gets added to it. And I thought that would be kind of interesting to do. And I loved the character because I got to play a straight character and just have a lot of fun with him. He was just a normal bar-hopping prostitute doing human being. So I thought, what the hell? I think,
I do recall Mickey, when I sat down and about to do that scene, he just said, welcome to history.
Good. Same thing, less suck?
If you can, just touch him a shoulder.
Could you do it like you think Nick would do it?
Hey guys! Much happier.